is Megan Contreras. I am a middle school ESL teacher. I've been teaching for 1 year. This is my first academic year. And I am at George Washington Community High School. It's an IPS school near the zoo downtown. In my classroom, I like to create an environment that's very open, in which students feel very comfortable to discuss things with each other, collaborate together, really learn from each other and build on their prior knowledge as a strength and not a weakness. And I guess just cultivating an environment in which kids feel comfortable talking to each other, asking questions, because that's how we learn. I think a lot of teachers feel stressed with the pacing guides and expectations, and they're constantly covering content and not a lot of depth of material. And I feel as an ESL teacher I have an advantage because I have no pacing guide, and we can dig into things and have social, conversation about topics, cultural diversity, exploring their identity, whether it's religious or cultural. I think for ESL students it's really important, the component of building relationships. And you're practicing speech, you're practicing reading and writing, you're incorporating all the core standards and allowing them to feel invested in the classroom and feel like they are important and they're unique. A lot of students come to you and you don't always know if they're a refugee, what they've been through. It's always a culture shock, and there's always that point where you kind of decide as an individual to go the acculturation path or assimilate. And it's always important as an ESL teacher to remind students that it's good to embrace their cultural identity. It's an asset. It's not bad to be different. And of course, being shy, there is that first language barrier, but every kid understands a smile or a handshake or whatever it is, just reaching out and just laughing. From a student perspective or parent, just maybe not the time. I have a lot of parents who would love to be involved, but they are working, and it's hard to schedule, for them to come in the day because they're taking care of children or working. In the evening, they have their commitments as well. So, just time is a barrier, and the paperwork. If you are just calling parents to tell them behavior issues with a student and not calling to praise or reaching out and trying to get them involved, or just updating them on or asking them how things are going and just checking in with them. I think the most important thing is trying to get parents involved, and even if it's just them coming around and getting a school tour. Then that way, little by little, they feel more comfortable with coming in there and assessing resources they may need, talking with the teachers, getting involved and seeing what their children are doing in school academically. I really think it's what you give is what you get in terms of developing community. At the beginning of the year, we created our rules together for what we thought would be an effective classroom. So we created the discussion rooms based solely upon kind of our weakness areas of showing respect to each other. One of our rules is Las Vegas rules: whatever is said in our room stays in our room, and we discussed what that means. I think it's just setting that as an expectation and norm early in the year, really having everybody work with different people at the beginning of the year so that it's established that we all work together. Different strategies that you can use every day, giving the kids a color or a letter or something and they have to work at a table, separating them by shoe color, random, and then, maybe separating them by their reading levels at times, and, explaining, that this is what you did really well, so you guys are going to be a great team, and just being open and honest with them about their assessment and their levels of proficiency in the area. Might not pick Jane Eyre novels, and that's okay because whatever your students are interested in is what they need, and it's what they'll want to discuss, and they'll grow as readers and they'll grow as collaborators. And so I think the most important thing is just build relationships, get to know them first, spend all of your time doing that. ESL, it's all about, oral proficiency, building that up so that they feel confident